What is going on? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. If you're new to my page, I'm Rachel Anderson. If you're not new to my page, thanks again for being a subscriber. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead. You know the drill. We all know the drill. We all know the drill. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. You see the title. I've been going back and forth on this one. Should I not? Should I? Should I not? Should I? So before I get started, I'm gonna probably be doing my makeup. I feel like I need to always be doing something because that's just the way I take my mind off of things. But this one's gonna be serious. I do a lot of serious videos on my channel if you haven't noticed yet. I do get into some deep stuff. So make sure you, once again, like, subscribe, comment, get me some more views. It would be appreciated. Thanks. So, coming to you tonight to tell you this story is hard. A lot of people don't know a lot about me. I don't know why I'm doing it all on YouTube because it is very difficult when you go and you tell your life story. But you know what? I think it's because I'm an introvert and I really don't talk to people, so I come to you guys. So thanks for listening. So this story is going to take us back. It's going to go way back to the age of 15. And just to put in perspective, I am almost 40 right now. So we're going back to my childhood, just like a lot of other stories that I've told. And as you can tell, I'm really nervous about this one. So go back to the age of 15. Imagine yourself there at the age of 15. If you want to close your eyes. You can close your eyes and listen to this story. I told the story once before, but I didn't have a lot of followers on my page, so not a lot of people saw it. I don't know how many people are going to see it this time, give or take, I don't know. But it is a story that I want to share. All right, go back to the age of 15. I never had drank any alcohol in my life. I had never had sex ever in my life. So go back to the age of 15. Very naive, very young, very trusting in everybody. But I did lie. I lied to my parents and I told them that I was going on a trip with a friend and her parents, and I knew that was not true. We drove from Wyoming to Nebraska. She drove. I was not even old enough to drive. I didn't have that permit or anything. We drove to Nebraska and we go to a dorm. I think it was spring break, so at the dorm there was a few college basketball players. So I call my mom and I tell her that I got there safe, and this night it is pouring rain. Like, it was pouring dogs and cat rain. Like, I had that opportunity to tell my mom the truth when I called her at that moment, but I didn't tell her. I think more out of fear, because I did want to tell her. I wanted her to come pick me up. I knew I was in a situation that I shouldn't have been, but at the same time I kind of trusted that my friend that I was with would protect me. So there was somebody on staff that we had to sneak by to get into the dorm, and so we got into the dorm room, and once we did, we started drinking alcohol. And like I said, I never drank before, so they gave me a cup probably this big, and in the cup was alcohol, and I don't know what else. I just started drinking it, and I probably got as far as I am now with my water, and I black out. Okay, so I think this is upsetting to me most because this is where I lost the relationship with my father, and just my innocence was gone. So I blacked out. I remember being taken. I remember being like walked over to another room. I think it was like right next door to the room where my friend was. And I remember them putting on some music. And I black out again. And then I remember men coming in and out. And I remember feeling the men on top of me, inside of me, but I couldn't do anything about it. Like, I was just completely gone. So I was in and out all night, and I remember different men coming and going. I remember the one guy that my friend went to go see coming in and raping me and saying that I'm not here, don't ever tell Stacy this. And I just remember blacking out again. I remember waking up one time and somebody was holding my hand or trying to wake me up, and I hear them say that she's going to die, we need to drop her off at a hospital. And they were arguing back and forth. And what are we going to do? Just leave her on the side of the hospital? We can't just leave her on the side of the hospital. Like, I just remember going in and out and then going out again. So after multiple men came into that room, this is why you get counseling. I never got counseling for this, but I remember waking up the next morning with a t-shirt on and no panties on. I was face down on the bed, and I can visibly see throw up beneath me. It looked like 7 people had thrown up, and it was just me throwing up. And I woke up and I look around and nobody's there. My clothes were on the floor, and I get my clothes on and I go to the room next door and I get my friend, and she makes me drive home. My friend makes me drive home, but before we leave, somebody came up to me and said, "I'm so sorry for what happened to you." He said, "I came in and I stopped it." But I don't know who he was. I don't even know who the guys were. Drove home. It was probably like a 5-hour drive. Drove home, took a shower, probably the longest shower of my life, and went to school the next day. And I told my friend, one of my friends, that I was going to commit suicide. So I told her that I was going to go home and end my life, because that's the only thing that could even make this okay, because I knew that if I told my dad would disown me. I was raped by multiple black men. So that friend told the principal, and the principal called my parents into the office. And I had to tell the story about me being raped to my parents. And as I'm telling the story, I had to draw it out. I had to tell it, and I'm telling the story. I mean, I'm crying profusely. And my dad gets up and he leaves, and he says that I'm no longer his daughter and that I'm my mom's problem now. So he left us there, and just left. And at that time, at that moment, that is when my father and I never spoke for 4 years. I mean, we would live in the same house, but when I did speak to him, it was just ugly. So my mom and I were left in the principal's office, both of us in tears, and she ends up taking me to the hospital. So at the hospital, I was tested for STDs and pregnancy, and then pretty much went home and just had to live with it. Like, my parents never pressed charges. My parents never got me counseling. I became bulimic, and I started to erase myself, I guess. I don't know what that's called, but I would erase my skin. So at the age of 15, at the age that we're supposed to be children, my life changed forever. And like I said, that began a horrible relationship with my father. He never spoke to me. Every time I would pass him, he would tell me that I wanted it and that I deserved it. What? That I deserved to be raped. That I lied about it, and that I needed to basically, I deserved it because I lied. That I told a lie, that I didn't go with her parents, that we went alone. And he called me a whore. He called me every name in the book. Basically just told me I will never amount to anything. Yeah. So, I wrote poetry to kind of help me and, help me get through that time. If you right now are a victim of rape and you don't know where to go, get help. Get help as soon as possible. Contact a counselor, contact somebody, go to the church. Go find somebody to talk to, because it is important that you talk about this. Press charges. You are worth pressing charges. It is not your fault. You did not do this, and you deserve so much better. So if I can help one person out there right now, I'm going to tell you that you deserve the best of the best, and you deserve to get help. Thank you so much for watching me today. This one was a hard one. This one's probably the one I was holding out on. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I have some other videos that goes into some other things that I've gone through in life. It was hard for me to talk about, but I do believe things do happen for a reason, and we're able to share our sorrow to help others in their tragedy. So please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.